What's happening, everybody? 1st of August, October of 2015. Welcome to the new crib, first and foremost. You're not really going to see much more of it than this, but trust, it's a new crib. So, time to get down to business. Weird on a Thursday, but it's alright, it happens. Going with good old Leviathan. Welcome to Leviathan Noobs. Lots of people out there that missed the boat last year. Are not missing the boat this year. And that's good to see, because that's the type of soap that you need in your life. It's very good, particularly now in these colder months. This is like when that sort of thing just kind of shines. So, the razor that we're going to use today is going to be this above the tie S2 on a colossus ting with a polsilver super iridium nestled in its clutches. And today's brush is going to be the topic of discussion, I should say. Loading it right now. We're going with a Carnarvis and Richardson. This is a stubby style handle. This is pure stainless steel. This is extremely heavy. And it's this particular one in chubby 2 fashion. In chubby 2 fashion, it comes with a 28 millimeter hole for a 28 millimeter gnat. Yeah, it's nice. It's a very much a premium product. Like I said, it's stainless steel, solid stainless steel. It is heavy. The knot that is in this handle is a shavemac D01. D01 2-band fan at 28 millimeters. This is actually my first go with this knot. I have some thoughts on this knot already, but we'll get to that later because I do want to focus a good bit of my commentary on the handle. Let me go ahead and get this. Go ahead and get this lathered up. I guess sneak peek when it comes to the knot. It's very good. It's very good, actually. Again, this is the first time that I've used it, so this is definitely this knot at its unruliest, and I have no complaints whatsoever about the feel of the thing. Now, I will say this. I have used this handle a few other times in trying to really I guess understand it, because again, it's a stainless steel handle. There's a very good chance that you don't have a stainless steel handled brush. So this is definitely a little different than you're used to. What I highly suggest, if you're going to use this handle or any of these handles from these gents, is that you use a knot with a considerable amount of backbone. I tried this first with a Wet Shaving Products 28 millimeter high mountain white knot, and I did not, the balance of the brush as a whole was off. Again, since this handle is so heavy, it definitely feels a little different than pretty much any other brush that you're used to. But again, it's very much a premium product, and if you know me, you know that's the kind of thing that I like. So this is definitely something that you guys should keep your eyes out for. Now, I'm going to put the contact information for these gents down yonder, and by that I mean down here, so you guys can get in touch and get one for yourself. There's numerous styles. It's not just chubby style handles. This is the only one that I have, and in the interest of full disclosure, I was given this handle for free. So on to the shave. Actually, let's talk about life first, because there's not really much to say about this razor aside from it's still just as good as it always has been. The crib I've been here now for about 2 weeks or so. Still getting everything situated. I still have numerous boxes out there and back there and up there. But that's because I really haven't spent much time here. I've been going to Nashville a lot, as expected. It is me after all. Actually, I shouldn't say Nashville. I've just been creeping and crawling. Now, like I mentioned earlier, that handle, for those of you that have used a stainless steel razor versus like a pot metal razor, you know that there's a pretty significant weight difference. And again, I never really thought about that until, I'm going to keep this water running. This sink does not have a stopper, which is pretty annoying. But the handle, excuse me, the balance of the handle is really thrown off. It makes it a little easy. It makes it a little easy for you to press too hard with the knot, and I actually was doing that. I found myself doing that a couple times just now with that knot, which knot has a good amount of backbone, you know what I mean? It's resilient. But I still did find myself using a little bit too much pressure a couple times, so I had to ease off of it. I had to ease up off of it and sit my cup down. Tanqueray and Chronic. I am looking forward to that knot settling down a little bit. Again, this is my first use of it. Straight out of the box, so to speak. It is a bit more, it is a bit less composed than a Simpson's Manchurian knot. But I fully expect that to, you know, just work itself out. I fully expect that to work itself out. You know, that's kind of that's the word that I hear when it comes to these knots. Anyway, like I was mentioning, you know, I was using that Wet Shaving Products High Mountain White knot, and that knot did not stand up to the weight of the handle. So again, the balance will be off a little bit from what you're used to, but it's a challenge, you know what I mean? And and here's the thing: a lot of people, especially since all these people love to use these synthetic brushes, it's going to reteach you that when using a badger brush, you only need to use the tips of the brush to form your lather. You do not, I repeat, you do not need to smash the brush into your skin to get the brush to do its thing. It's a good way to ruin your pricey badger brush, because there aren't very many good badger brushes that are cheap badger brushes. Not to say they don't exist. If they do, there probably aren't very many of them. Again, as I mentioned, Barrister Mann Leviathan. This is beautiful stuff. I absolutely love. This is my favorite soap of all of them. It was Seville for quite some time, and then Lathering came out, which completely just ripped everything in half. And then came Leviathan, and Leviathan rules. Really, really hard. As you saw, I do have the old packaging. This is one of my numerous stowaways from last year. Oh, look at this. It's pretty much done there. Alright. Let's get started on this old face piece here. Nashville, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, those of you into dance music, If you don't know, for some weird reason, Disclosure, the one and only Disclosure, will be playing the Nashville area. It's actually some venue like outside the city limits this Sunday coming up. Everybody going, I hope you enjoy yourself. I've kind of been ruined on Disclosure. I caught them on their very first American tour, and I caught them in Detroit, and that's one of the best memories I have in all of life. It's funny how many good memories have been forged in Detroit. The way life goes, thankfully. I read a really nice article the other day about what's going on in Detroit from a human / new resident perspective, I should say. It's very much I don't want to say gentrification, but we'll say it for lack of a more precise term. The article is very much pro gentrification, and I'll link that article below. The information for Carnarvis and Richardson, excuse me. All right. Now, I told you I was going to talk about this knot, so let's do that. This knot, it's a 2-band DO2 knot. This knots have a reputation of being, some people call them rough. This one is definitely a bit prickly. Again, this is the first use. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting it. And to be honest, I'm glad that I'm using this knot with this handle, especially for the first go on the handle, or excuse me, the knot and the handle for that matter. I've had many esoteric interests over the years. For those of you that know me well in person, you probably remember that I was very much into fragrances for quite some time, and that's actually how I very first became aware of this style of shaving, was through the fragrance world. Hold on one second. And one of my interests from days gone by is the world of headphones. Notice I did not say I was not an audiophile, because I was not. Didn't buy silver cables, that sort of malarkey. Although, if you're into that and you think it does provide a difference in sound quality, then you know what? Good for you. Because Lord knows I've got some interests that some people could consider weird that I spend too much money on. And that's okay. Everybody's got to have their thing. This knot thus far has produced one errant hair and still not one since. Very well constructed knot. These shavemac knots are really something else right about now. Both of their 2-bands, the 2-band silver tip and the DO1 2-band, are very good knots. If I didn't know any better, and quite frankly, I don't know any better, I'd say that the 2-band silver tip hair is sourced from the same badgers as what Fader uses in their brushes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's been speculation that fade or knots are sourced from shavemac. I don't know. So, whatever. I don't live in Germany these days, nor do I know the individuals that run both of those businesses, I should say. Anyway, back to disclosure. We're going to be playing, the name of the venue is The Woods at Fontenelle. I've never been to the place. I hear it's nice. I know the disclosure is big, and I know they're not, you know, the little underground darlings that they were a few years ago, but I just still think it's a little crazy that they're playing that venue, but good for them. Anyway, like I was mentioning earlier, I've seen Disclosure twice already. The first time in Detroit, the second time in Atlanta. That first time in Detroit was that was something special. I remember when one of the kids, I don't remember which one it was, got on the microphone talking about they're doing a bunch of tunes from the new album, and I'm like, shut up, dude. I don't believe you. You don't have an album come out. How about you just play some music? And my Jiminy, did they ever. It was at a venue called, Saint Something's Place, and I cannot believe I don't remember the name of it. But it's right in downtown. It's a bit of a legendary venue. Anyway, so I went. First time I ever went, I took my brother and his wife, and that's one of the best times I've ever had. That's like some of the most fun I've ever had. Excuse me. Yeah, that was a blast. St. Andrew's Place. I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna do this real quick. B.R.B. Word. So yeah, took them. They had a blast. I had a blast. The PA, the speaker system that they had at this venue was monstrous. I BS you not. I had subwoofers this high. Like if I stood right in front of them, I probably couldn't rest my chin on the top of the subwoofer stacks. They were so high. And that's perfect, because sometimes these places, particularly clubs with, you know, permanent installs, they try to design the PA, the sound system, so you can't see it, and I hate that. That was the problem with the Atlanta night. If you can't see the PA, you can't feel the PA. And I don't, here's the thing, I have a few good stereos at my leisure, but it's not very often that I can go somewhere and feel the music physically. Well, that's why I want to go to a club. So I had a stack of speakers that I was in front of all night, and I was jacking that joint to bits. And it was too much fun. They, you know, and this is something I've mentioned before in other videos, They knew what it means to play Detroit. Hair number 2. This is an all white hair. That's another thing to know. The other hair that came out of this brush earlier was all white, which means it's not like a for real hair. So of the 2 hairs that I've lost so far, neither of them have been like, you know, the hair that I paid for. This knot releases its lather very easily. This is a very good knot. Again, this is the first time I've ever used a shavemac DO1 2-band knot. It's very, very good. I would not recommend getting that brush knot, excuse me, as a bulb. Probably be a little too much. So yeah, they played Detroit. They knew that, you know, again, as I mentioned before, playing Detroit, particularly for the first time as a dance music artist, that's an accomplishment. Because generally speaking, if dance money pays your bills, you owe Detroit a gigantic thank you. I couldn't find this razor for a while when I was moving, and I'm so glad to have finally found it. These gray hairs over here, something else. All right. I really like this brush. The sum of these parts is very, very good. Said there's still plenty of lather in here, and I know that if I work it, I can coax even more out of it. And again, like the way this thing releases lather, it's not even a fight. That's very, very good. These are very good knots. Again, if you're going to get one of these handles, which I think, you know, as a luxury item, custom brush, you definitely could spend your money a lot worse than buying one of these handles. Again, I personally, if you don't like, you know, these backbony knots, you may not want to get this style handle. You may want to get something a little smaller, definitely something that doesn't require a knot as big as 28 millimeters. And let me clean up here. All right. Very, very, very good. Like I said, I will have the contact information for the gents that made this brush, so that way you can get your own handle. Treat yourself. Aftershave. Speaking of treating myself, bam! Leviathan aftershave. I never, ever, ever thought this was going to happen, but it did. Thank you, Will. I love this stuff. The scent, like I mentioned before, I came from the world of fragrances before I started shaving like this. And one of my absolute favorite fragrances was Santal Noble by Maître Parfumier et Gantier. Again, I've mentioned that house before. That's master perfumier and glove maker. And again, the notes on this one are very reminiscent of Santal Noble, which a lot of people will tell you is one of the reference sandalwoods. In this beautiful potion, you've got sandalwood, Russian leather, coffee, musk. This is a very, very masculine scent. I absolutely love it. The coffee just comes out huge in this aftershave when compared with the soap. Damn, this is good stuff. I am so glad that it's here. Again, thank you, Will. And that's pretty much going to be it. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be doing these things moving forward, but at least I've got my bathroom, generally speaking, set up. Still got a bunch of stuff out there I need to set up. I smell so much better than you right now. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good night. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you've had a few good weeks since the last time I saw you. Whatever you do this weekend, I hope you enjoy it. Peace. See you next time.